So I wanted to put together a PropStream tutorial for you all. I feel like every time I see a tutorial on it, it's always 45 minutes to an hour and a half long. And those videos are probably extremely helpful, but if you're anything like me, you just don't have the attention span to sit down for an hour and a half and learn about a product. You want to learn about it quickly and then just jump in and start using it. So I put together this tutorial. Unfortunately, it is still about 20 minutes long. So what I'll do is I'll post timestamps in the description. So that way, if you're looking to just find a specific part in PropStream to learn about, you'll have that timestamp and can jump right to that part of the video. So hopefully this is going to be helpful to you all. If it is, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any video suggestions for me, leave a comment below. But yeah, let's jump into this. When you log in, it will typically be over the market that you're located in rather than showing you the whole United States. But I just zoomed out for example purposes. So again, this is the layout and this is what it will look like when you log into PropStream. On the left-hand side over here, you'll have the page we're on, the search page. You'll have My Properties tabs, which is where any property you save or any list that you save or upload will go there. You have your Contacts tab, which is any contacts associated with these properties. You have Skip Tracing, so if you decide to use PropStream for your skip tracer rather than using a third party, you can do that right here, and then the numbers will be tied to the contacts in the Contacts tab. And then you have your Campaigns tab. Now, I don't really use this, but this is where you would do, or this is where you could send out postcards, mailers, you could drop ringless voicemails and things like that. So again, this is the home page. Up at the top here, you'll have the search bar where you can enter a specific county, a city, a zip code, or a specific address. Right here is where you have all your different filters, and I'll go through that in a little bit. And then these will be all pre-populated filters. So let's go ahead and just jump into an example for you all. So let's just do Cincinnati, Ohio. So it's going to zoom into Cincinnati, Ohio, and it's going to give us all of these different properties. Now, what this is doing is it's essentially pulling all of the addresses in Cincinnati, Ohio. So we can see over here there are 329,891 unique addresses in Cincinnati. Now, one thing I do want to point out as well is this is built on Google Maps. So if you click right here, you can look at it in this way. Let's see if we zoom in. You can take this little guy right here and you can drop him places and you can see the street view. So just keep in mind that this is built onto Google Maps, so you do have all the features that Google Maps has as well. Another really cool feature that they added is this analytics. So you can see how much a property, the value has grown, or excuse me, not grown, but you can see how much properties are worth. So we'll kind of give you a hot map or a heat map of the different prices for that neighborhood. You can also do price growth. So let's say you wanted to see how much houses have grown in the last year. You can see that as well. So it looks like over here we have 100% growth, same as right here. So that's another really cool feature they added onto the map. But anyways, back to the actual searching in PropStream. So again, we have 329,000 different properties. So how we'll want to narrow this down, and you can see these are all the different properties right here, but how we'll want to narrow this down is we'll either want to choose these pre-populated searches or we'll want to filter it. So right here you have MLS properties, you have pre-foreclosures, you have auctions, bank-owned, cash buyers, liens, high equity, and then I believe I accidentally deleted this one. But basically these are all filters that PropStream has already put together for you. So let's say I wanted to look at all the properties on the MLS. I could click that and it's going to narrow that down to 3,600. And then if I wanted to expand this, I can click on that and it will give me even more information just briefly looking at it. So for most real estate investors, we're going to want to use a very specific list. We're not going to want to just target 3,600 MLS people. So what we're going to want to do is click into filter. And now, as you can see, it clicked on market as a quick list choice because we hit that pre-populated filter. So we're going to want to clear that if that's on there for you. Normally it will be blank. And going to quick lists, you can see that there are a whole bunch of different quick lists that PropStream provides to you. So if you wanted to just jump in here and look for tax delinquencies, you could do that. Senior owners, you could do that as well. Vacant land, tired landlords, zombie properties, etc. But let's say we wanted to make a very specific list and we didn't want to use one of these quick lists. We could come over here and we can choose if we wanted owner occupied or not, if we wanted occupied or vacant. If you click into property characteristics, you'll see all the different characteristics to the property. So you have whether it's residential, commercial, office, industrial, agricultural, all that good stuff. If you jump over here, you can select a specific property type. So let's say you were only looking for single family and multifamily. And then you can choose the number of bedrooms, baths, square footage size, lot size, year built. Let's say we were only looking for 1990 and earlier. If you wanted to choose home features, you could click one of those. If you were looking for multifamily, maybe you wanted 3 or more units. If you're looking for people who live in multiple story properties, you can, let's say you wanted 2 stories or more, you could click that. You can choose the school district. If you jump down here to MLS status, you have all the MLS characteristics. So if we wanted only off market, or if you wanted properties that are active or contingent or that have failed. You can also look at days on market. So if we were to look at properties that are on the MLS, maybe we were only looking for 90 days or more. You can jump down here to pre-foreclosure. You have all the pre-foreclosure and bank-owned criteria that you can choose. You can jump down here into ownership information, and again, this is all your ownership information criteria. So years of ownership, maybe we want people who have owned it for 3 years or more. You have owner type. So if you don't care if there's corporations in there, then you might want to leave this. But if you're only looking for individuals who own their house rather than LLCs, you can click individual. You have last sale date, last sales price, number of properties owned. So this is a great way to find out if people own more than one property. And that's good if you're looking for cash buyers or maybe you're looking for tired landlords. So you can click right here. Let's say we wanted people with 3 or more properties owned. You can do that. If you were looking for people who had certain tax exemptions, so maybe they're tax exempt and you're looking for widows or senior citizens or disabled, right? I really don't use this too much, but this is a great way to look for those if that's something that you're looking for. You have absentee owner location. Are they in the state, out of state? Are they just out of the county, or are they local, right? You can jump down here to lien and bankruptcy divorce information. So again, you have all your filter criteria for this information. So if you wanted to have your list target any properties with the active lien or an active bankruptcy, you would click on that. So this is going to target anything with an active lien. Let's say you wanted a certain type of lien and you were only looking for solar liens, right? Or tax liens. Or maybe you didn't want any properties with liens in there. So what you would do is you would have this, and maybe you wanted to have a list, but you wanted to remove all of the properties with liens. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you could come into quick suppress and you could hit suppress any property that has an active lien. And so now it's going to take that out of your list. You have bankruptcy recording date, lien amount, pretty straightforward. If you jump into valuation and equity info, you have all of this information as well. So estimated value, growth percentage, estimated equity number. If you're looking for estimated equity percentage, let's say you're looking for someone with 50% or more, you could put that in there and it's going to say estimated equity percentage 50% or more. And then if you wanted to mess with the mortgage info, you can do that as well. And so once you click all this, let's say we also wanted non-owner occupied. So once you click all of this, it's going to add it into this section over here. So you're going to see owner occupied no, property type single family, multifamily, 1990 or earlier, 2 or more. So this is all of my search criteria. Now you'll see, remember we had, I think, like 300,000 properties in the beginning, but after adding all of this, all of these search criteria to the filter, it narrows it down to 2,900 properties. And so all of these properties match the criteria that we just created. And so let's say you wanted to pull this list, you could click right here, and it's going to select all 2,000 or all 3,000, and you could click add to list, and then it will allow you to add to a marketing list that you already have, or you can come over here to create new one and you can create a list. Now I'm not going to save 3,000 properties because that is a lot, but where it will take you, and I'll show you this in a second, if you save this list, it will drop it into My Properties, and then you can go look at the list in My Properties. So actually, I'll go show you that now. So let's say you save this list and you come over here to My Properties, and I did this last night. So let's just say you saved test. You can click on test and you're going to see all of your different properties. Now these will be grayed out if you have the standard, $97 a month PropStream account, but you can get an add-on, and this is basically list stacking ability. I think it's like $30 a month to add it on. And so what basically these do up here is these allow you to narrow these properties you just saved, and you can see like, okay, out of the 330, 11 of them are vacant. So you could click on that and you can see all of those. But typically, if you don't have that add-on, these are going to be grayed out, and all you'll be able to really see is this, which is perfectly fine, right? This is the list that you just pulled. So if you wanted to look at a house, you could either click on it right here, or let's say you wanted to look at a specific house over here, you could also click on it right here, and they'll both take you to the same exact page. So if you click in right here, it's going to show you all of this information. Now it seems like it's a lot of information, but it's really straightforward. So over here we have the property information. You have property type, if it's on the market or not, if it's a distressed property, short sale, HOA, if it's owned by an individual or a corporation, if it's owner occupied or non-owner occupied, if it's vacant or not, the type of purchase method, the county it's in. It will also sometimes tell you they've owned it for like 39 years or 5 years, whatever the ownership length is. And then you have your standard, beds, baths, square footage, lot size, build date, all that good stuff. If you scroll down, over here, you have the valuation of the property, so the estimated value and the value of it last year, and then you can see the growth trend. Right here you have mortgage information. So it has one open mortgage at around $55,000, so they still have an open mortgage. And you can see down here, there might be some monthly rent and the estimated equity as well. So you can see they probably own the majority of their property, right? And then if this is filled out, this will be public record information to see when the property last sold. So this will say the last sale date, and this will be the sale date prior to that, and then this will be if it's on market or not. So if we scroll down, you'll see all of this additional information, and it's pretty straightforward once you start to look at it. You have your ownership information, right? Owner name, mailing address. You have your property characteristics, just a little bit more in-depth information about the property. You have the building size. So it looks like it's total area 1,500, living area 1,500, and basement area. So you can see all these. You have the land location information, legal description, all of this tax assessment information, and then any ownership transfer information. So you can see the buyer and seller information right here, buyer name, seller name. And then you can see the document type as well. If you come up here, you'll have all of these different tabs. you click right here, normally this won't be here if the property's not on the market, but if it is on market, you can see all of the listing information. You can see the description from the listing. You can again see the property details. If you keep scrolling down, you'll see the agent information. Normally it will have agent name, office name, agent email, agent phone number, and office phone number. So this is a great way to get agent information. Down here you'll see the listing history. So if it's active, new listing, price adjustment, if it failed, if it's contingent, you'll see all of that right here. If we jump up to comparables, you have all of this, and this is showing you all the comparables in the area. Now if you wanted only public record, you can do that. If you wanted only information from the MLS, you can click MLS and it's going to show you only MLS properties, or if you want both, you can click on that. Again, it will show you all of the comps over here. Now this is to narrow your comp search. So if you wanted a certain date range, let's say you only wanted from April on because of coronavirus, and then square footage, PropStream will automatically put 10% below and 10% above your property square footage for you, and it will automatically put 0.5 miles in. But you can change all this, right? You can add bedrooms, baths, year built, all that. If you wanted to only look for contingent properties or pending properties, you could change that. If you were looking at a certain property class, like we were looking at the filter for the search, you can also edit that right here. Or if you were looking for a certain type like single family, you can click that and it will only show single family. So again, this is a very brief overview of comps. You also have this little dude right here that you can drag and drop and also see the street view. You can click on these little pictures and you can see the photos of that property. So you can see all the different photos of that property. You can also click right here and hit details and it will take you to the actual page like this for that property. Let's say you only wanted to comp 1, 2, and 5. You could uncheck them all and hit 1, 2, whoops, was that 2? 3. So you can also zoom in and move around like you just saw me. So we wanted 1, 3, and 5. And so it's going to show you for those 3 selected, you have an average sales price of $281,000, average day on market 43, and an average price per square foot 182. So you can see right here that you can make it as in-depth, and every time you add something, it's going to change that, right? It jumped up to 286. Right here, it's going to say 292. Another thing you can do in here is, let's say you only wanted cash buyers, you could click on that. And anything with this green around it is a cash buyer. And so it's going to show you these are cash buyers. And even if you didn't have that checked, you can still see 12 right there. 12 is a cash buyer, 61,500. So it kind of gives you a good idea of where cash buyers are coming in at. So that's a pretty brief overview of the comps. You can jump in here to tax information and look at all the tax information. You can click on linked properties and it will show you how many properties that person owns, what that estimated value for those properties are, and the portfolio equity, and then total amounts on the loans. You can scroll down. You can see the different addresses that are associated with it. Now, how they typically do this is, I think they're doing it by looking at the mailing address. So if multiple, if multiple mailing addresses are going back to this, if multiple property addresses are going back to this mailing address, then I think they're connecting them and saying that this person owns multiple properties. So you have mortgage information, you can look at all your mortgage info, and then you have documents and reports. So that's pretty much a very, very brief overview of PropStream. I know I was kind of all over the place, but I do hope it was helpful for you all. Um, yeah, I mean, this is how I use it. It's pretty, I really just use it for pulling lists and comping properties. All right, so hopefully that tutorial was helpful. If it was, leave a comment below and let me know. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and check out the links below. If you aren't already using PropStream and you would like to sign up for a free 7-day trial where you get access to the whole entire platform, as well as you can download a list of 500 addresses, click the link below. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, and you get some leads in and you get some deals under your belt. Take care.